All right, so I'm taking Morgan's advice and not using a selfie stick anymore, at least while I'm in the garage. The plan changed. I'm gonna pull the engine and transmission off of this frame. That has to happen anyway because the engine mounts are busted and I gotta replace them all. I got those coming in from Amazon. And that'll give me access to all the holes, the body mount holes, to do some measuring to straighten this thing out. And since we live in the woods, I found a decent spot. We're gonna strap it to some trees. I'm gonna get some chains, some ratcheting chain binders, and we're gonna see if we can just get this thing straight ourselves because it's only a few inches off. And if we can get it straight enough, I think that'll work as long as we can get the axles in line. We'll be good with some adjustable track bars. I think we'll be good. So I'm gonna get started on that. Morgan's at lunch with the friends, and then later tonight we are hopefully driving to Illinois to get a new Jeep LJ, which will be my new daily driver. Pretty excited about it. We got it. Got it pulled, got to put on this trailer so I can move it around. I think that's it. I think that's it for now. The next episode is going to be straightening out that frame. I'm gonna run out there right now and with a pad of paper, take a bunch of measurements and see what we got to do. I'm gonna get online and see if I can get like a schematic of measurements for a Jeep TJ frame. I'm sure they exist. So, that's it. Next one. I got some chains in the mail. I got some chain binders in the mail. I got some toe straps in the mail. We're going to hook it up to a couple trees and start pulling and yanking. That's it for this episode of Project Undercover Overland. That's the name. That's so many projects. So many projects, guys. Anyways, peace. Hey, everyone. Another beautiful day on the Smith property. So today I'm gonna try to bend this frame. I might be naive, I don't know. I couldn't really find much info. I found one article on, you know, strapping it to a tree and yanking on it with a truck. What I've got are a lot of trees. So I think I need 3 anchor points. 1, 2, and 3. I think these two might be too close together, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna roll the chassis right around here. I'm gonna chain it up to these 2 trees. I'm gonna put a snatch block on this tree, and I'm gonna run the winch from the Jeep. I'm gonna park the Jeep up here and maybe right here actually, and anchor it to this tree. Snatch block on that tree, and just see if a winch will pull anything. It's a 9,000 pound with a snatch block, so theoretically 18,000 pounds. I have no idea how much it would take to bend this frame. You can see right here where the cross member buckled in a little bit, also right here, and then I don't know if the camera will really get it. Right in here is where it's bent. So I'm gonna be pulling on this corner, I think. Maybe. Oh, I might have to take that pump off. Actually, I probably will. And I'm gonna anchor it right here and then at the back. And hopefully that'll pull it that way. And then we'll move down the frame. There's it's also bent right in here. It needs to come over some more, so I'll probably move the anchor point. If this works, I have no idea. We'll see what happens. All right, so this is what I've got. I've got my winch running to a snatch block to this front corner. I've got it anchored to the frame, which was kinked right here. I've got the back corner anchored to a tree over there. So when I pull this corner that way, it pivots right here. So this should be where the frame is actually kind of trying to bend back. And because that's like a leverage point, it starts pulling that back corner. So I've got the back corner anchored to that tree. I think that's right. I'm about to take some measurements and see if I moved anything. Pretty sure I did. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I just measured, and what I'm measuring here is from the center of this circle to the center of this bolt that I've got in one of the in the front bumper mounting point, and then the same thing on the other side diagonally to try to get this thing squared up. And I've got it wrote down here. The first time, before I started doing anything, I had 104 and 101.5. Now I've got 102 and 103. So I actually maybe overcorrected, but I don't think I did, because I've still got tension on everything. So I'm about to back off on the tension, and the steel should spring back a little bit, and we will measure again and see what happens. Y'all, I am really surprised that this was successful, because these measurements, I mean, the front, at least the front, from where that chain is forward, at least that is squared up, I believe. I got 102.5, 102.5. I mean, obviously those are rough measurements because I don't have an exact center point on this hole. I'm kind of eyeballing the center point, but visually it also looks, the axle looks much more squared up now than it did before. So I'm gonna move on, because I gotta readjust my anchor points, because it's also kind of bent out in the rear. So I gotta do some measurements and figure out what's gotta be done in the rear. I might have to get this whole frame turned around, which is kind of annoying, because I'm not sure. I got a really good anchor point set up on this side, so it means I think, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I got to look at this and make my head work. But for now, the front, at the very least, is straight. And, you know, the frame shop guy was gonna charge me $400 to $700. So I bought, let's see, I spent like $30 on a chain and less than 60 on 3 of these toe strap savers, which I own now. You know, something for my money, something I would have probably needed to buy in the future anyway. So anyways, backyard mechanicking, learning as I go, straightening frames all day. All right, so I did some measurements based on the body mount holes, and really they're not so far off that I want to mess with trying to straighten them, because I can't really tell like if there's any bends. And I think that maybe there's such small discrepancies that it's probably like me measuring alone, you know, not very accurately. So what I do need to address though is this back axle, because it is definitely skewed. You can see how close that tire is to that spring perch, versus on this side it's wide the heck open. So I got my track bar here. I'm thinking the track bar technically just needs to be longer, and the track bar's got this bend in it, and I honestly don't know if that's supposed to be there or not. I feel like maybe the track bar got bent up, making it a little bit shorter, pulling the axle to the passenger side. So I'm going to either bend this to make it longer, try to bend it back, bend it a little straighter to make it longer to get the axle to where it needs to be, or I'm legit just gonna cut it, run to the steel supply shop and see if they have a tube that could easily fit over that to sleeve it, and then just get the axle where I want it and weld the sleeve to make it the right length. We're not going to be like off-roading in this thing, so I just need it to track straight down the road. That's where I'm at. I'm really excited that this worked, and the front is definitely, just from eyeballing it, the front definitely looks a lot better. I might have to play with the track bar up front too though, once I get the engine mounted back with the full weight. We'll see where the axle's sitting naturally, and whether or not that track bar needs to be shortened or lengthened, because I'm not quite sure if it's possible that the track bar bracket also got slightly bent in the accident. So if that's the case, maybe I come out here and do kind of the same thing to bend that track bar back, but there's a lot of stuff in the way of putting a strap around that and pulling it to get it straight. So I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to do that. So I might just do the same thing, cut and sleeve the track bar. I don't want to spend money on adjustable track bars if I don't have to. This is a semi-budget project. So anyways, that's where I'm at. I don't know if this is the end of the video. I'm not quite sure, but if it is, like and subscribe. Keep checking out the shit. I got 9 subscribers still. Pretty excited about it. And thank you, 9 subscribers. And hey, I'm thinking about you.